There's a question no one really likes to ask aloud. Why is West Africa, home to nearly 500 million people, still importing over 70% of its essential medicines? Why, in the year 2025, are countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and Côte d'Ivoire still so dependent on foreign pharmaceuticals? This is not just a supply chain problem, it's a sovereignty problem. It's a survival problem. West Africa's population is exploding. By 2050, it will double from 419 million today to over 800 million. Nigeria alone will be the third most populous country on Earth. That's more mouths to feed, more babies to vaccinate, more people living with chronic diseases. And here's the kicker. Non-communicable diseases, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, are on the rise and will soon overtake infectious diseases as the leading killers. Yet most drugs treating these conditions are still imported, often expensive, often delayed, often unavailable. During COVID, West Africa waited months for vaccines that were manufactured thousands of miles away. The result? Lower coverage, preventable deaths, and stalled economies. When COVID-19 vaccines rolled out in 2020, the disparity wasn't just visible, it was actually measurable. Europe began widespread vaccinations in December of 2020. West Africa? The first substantial shipments didn't arrive until March to July of 2021, and even then, they were limited and sporadic. At the end of 2021, while over 70% of Europeans had received at least one dose, less than 15% of West Africans had. And in some countries, it was less than 5%. West Africa's initial doses came mostly from COVAX and bilateral donations, and often arrived weeks before expiry. Health workers were ready, patients were willing, but doses weren't there, or couldn't be distributed fast enough. According to UNICEF, by September of 2021, over 100 million COVID-19 vaccine doses allocated to Africa were delayed or undelivered due to export bans, manufacturing shortfalls, and hoarding by high-income nations. The lesson here is you can't vaccinate your population with promises. You can't protect your people when your lifeline is held by someone else's hand. This isn't just a healthcare issue, this is also a business opportunity. The pharmaceutical market in West Africa is projected to grow by $6.5 billion in 2020 to over $14 billion by 2030. And here's what's driving it: rising incomes, urbanization, expanding private healthcare, government-backed health insurance schemes. These aren't hypothetical numbers, they're market signals. West Africa is ready. So what's standing in the way? Let's not be naive. Manufacturing medicine isn't easy. Local firms face high capital costs, fragmented regulations, shortage of skilled labor, reliable power supply, limited access to finance. But these are solvable problems, and regional trade blocs like ECOWAS are already working on harmonization of regulatory frameworks to make West Africa a single pharmaceutical zone. So what's our solution? It's a phased strategy. We start with essential generics such as antibiotics and analgesics and antihypertensive medications. We build regional centers of excellence based firstly right here in Accra, Ghana. We encourage tech transfer partnerships with Chinese and Indian and European companies. We invest in training pharmacists, quality managers, and regulatory experts. We establish pooled procurement across the ECOWAS region to help boost trade. In a continent with so much need, so much talent, and so much growth, the only thing that's missing is the machinery. But imagine this. Imagine walking into a pharmacy and seeing "Made in Ghana" on the shelf. That's not just pride, that's progress. And isn't it about time?